Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to drill some urethane type bowling balls. Not necessarily urethane bowling balls, but bowling balls that I can use when urethane is not the play, but still give me that urethane type shape. So maybe urethane's hooking a little too early, maybe it's a little too lazy down lane. We're gonna drill up some special bowling balls. We're gonna try some crazy layouts out. Hopefully they work, hopefully they look good. Because if they do, then we'll add some of these pieces to the bag and maybe do some further experimenting. And if they don't, then we'll go back to the drawing table. We're drilling two different bowling balls with the same layout. Both layouts are gonna be much stronger layouts that we're gonna put on these balls to try and make them roll super early and super smooth, similar to a urethane type bowling ball. So we're in phase two right now. I brought 4 bowling balls, 2 of the ones that I drilled yesterday, a black hammer to compare it to, and then the new Rattler, which seems to be my most urethane type bowling ball that's not a urethane bowling ball. Finishes harder down lane. That actually has a... We have 9 brand new t-shirt designs all on the website. You can see right here, from our Halloween shirt, our bug shirt, to a new two-handed collection that we have for all of you guys who have been bummed out about our no thumb design. We have a two-handed design just for you guys, or a bunch of two-handed designs just for you guys. So make sure you go over to housebowling.com, use code BOWL for 15% off your entire order, excluding bowling balls. So on all of our merch, 15% off using code BOWL. Rolled it. So much earlier. Phase 2 is done. The balls were close, but I think the rally was too smooth and kind of went too forward down lane. It made the same shape in the front, but it didn't really continue as hard. And even when I got my hand around it, then it just kind of made it a little uneasy. I tried hitting the rally with a 1000 pad. That looked pretty good for a little while, but still made a really square motion down lane. When I tried to roll the urethane ball, it still kind of finishes down lane. And when I tried to roll the rally, it seemed like it was maybe not gripping the lane enough the whole time. And then the hammerhead was the opposite. That one was too quick off the spot. It forced me too far in. I had to send my ball much further left than with the urethane ball, and it just wasn't quite smooth enough. Even, once again, after I hit that one with 1,000, it still wasn't quite smooth enough. The Rattler New is still the closest ball I have to that black hammer. More testing to be done for sure. We are out here for day 2 of drilling balls to try and get something that looks a little bit more like my urethane pieces. So we're drilling 2 more balls. This time we're going to drill them with 1-inch pins instead of 2-inch pins. I have a Deviate Dark Side and a Deviate Instigator. We're trying to go back to what I used to do when the urethane didn't work. What made a similar shape to the urethane? This specific ball did it best for me. No, so I hit it with surface and it still just hooks a little more. Whereas like I hit the other one with surface and it hooks like off the plane. Like I can't control it, it hooks that much. Yeah, baby. We did some learning today, some additional learning on the 1-inch pin bowling balls. I definitely think the 1-inchers are better than the 2-inchers. The 1-inch pin balls actually rolled a little smoother, allowed me to play a little straighter. Do I want something that keeps it in play and is the safe play for when the lanes are harder? Or do I want something a little more dynamic in the middle of the lane? And that's where I'm just having a hard time. Probably come back tomorrow, bring the Rally, the Instigator, then the Hammerhead / Rally. Can't decide, we'll probably have to do some more testing. And then the Dark Side will probably be a no-go. I'll sign that ball and give it to one of you guys out there. We're trying a different strategy today. We're gonna go 1-inch pin on a cleaner, weaker ball. We're gonna hit the cover on it, bubblegum vibe. And then we're actually gonna go the other direction and try something brand new. We're actually gonna go 6.5-inch pin on a Black Widow 2.0 or a 6.5-inch pin on the Columbia 300 Pulse Solid. So excited to try something way new. And on the other end of the spectrum, shout out to Brian O'Keefe for the idea. It's Team USA head coach. Had a cool phone call with him today. He said, and I quote, you could throw it like a spiral and lay that vibe down on a 1-inch pin, or you could, you know, stand the core up like a kicker and almost have it rotate on axis the other way with 6.5-inch pin. Well, because the Radigan Student Center was being set up for the skills test and tryouts, I actually wasn't able to throw the balls down there, so I'm waiting a little bit, getting my hair cut, and then we'll be off to North Rock, throw the balls on a house shot and just see how they react. So what we're seeing right now is it is way more down lane than the Instigator. It's not bad, it's just much different, and I don't quite think it's the shape that I was looking for. If I miss around it a little bit, it just goes bonkers down lane. So we're now gonna switch over to the Pulse, which is a symmetrical option, slightly bigger cover stock than that Black Widow 2.0, but still the 6.5-inch pin pinned to PAP. It might be different because it's symmetrical, so let's give it a check. This Pulse is way closer. Makes that smooth down lane shape without really going bonkers in the front of the lane. So I'm really liking the Pulse so far. Final test, let's check the Vibe and see what that one's about. Because with the 1-inch pin, I love the idea behind the Vibe. Just got back from the practice session, and one of the reasons why I liked that 2-inch pin Vibe so much was it was actually a weaker core, so it didn't quite grab the lane in the front part of the lane like some of the other ones did, and it didn't stand up super quick, but it was still smooth enough down lane. I'm probably gonna bring it to League to see if it's something that I could use in League from like really straight, really close to the friction. But it still does seem like one of those bowling balls that needs friction just because of how weak the cover stock is. I went to the bowling alley to film a completely different video, and I ended up discovering something directly related to this series. I went into my locker and I grabbed a new blue that I've had for, probably months now, and I used in a much different video on the side channel, where I banned myself throwing urethane, and I tried to throw that new Rattler and a new blue. However, the new blue down here at the rec, when I pulled it out of my locker, well, I guess we'll just have to see how it looks. What have I been doing? I think I really found something in this new blue. I'm gonna bring it to a bunch of tournaments and just see if it is something that can be used. Obviously, it looked really good in practice, better than some of the other balls in comparison. I think I found the closest piece to urethane, or the most similar piece to urethane, to try and beat the rules or beat the system. But now I need to test it in field. See, will it work in tournaments when I think the urethane ball doesn't quite look so good? When it hooks a little too early and there's a little bit of oil down lane to kind of make the urethane ball do some weird things, does the new blue actually work? So for that, I have to actually bring it to tournaments, which is for a later video. But for right now, thank you guys for watching and tuning in. This new blue was an absolute eye-opener. And if you want your very own new blue or any of the other balls we drilled in this video, go to thehousebowling.com, full website full of bowling balls and some very, very cheap bowling balls, whether it's the new blue for $114.95 or balls like the Heckler, which is a really strong ball, for only 99 bucks. Go to thehousebowling.com and get your equipment today. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, peace.